Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor Daily Update for Thursday. It's actually Thursday, September the 2nd. That's what the update is for. Today is a day of confusing stock ticker symbols. We have MetX. I was thinking, is that Metamaterial? No, that's MetX, a Chinese education company. They're down 57%. So glad that's not Metamaterials. The big winner today was Any, a Canadian software company, up 41%. And the reason why I say it's a day of confusing ticker symbols, we have METX, again, not Meta Materials, and then we have TLSA. I thought Tesla? No, that's not Tesla because they're up 21%, but they're not $2. So moving on to the trending stocks. I was going for a drive today, and during my drive, I was just thinking about metamaterials stock price. And for the longest time, I'd say, well, not really a long time, but feels like a long time anyway. For the last month or so, the price range was between 280 to under $4. So this has become somewhat normal, and we're going to have to prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for a new normal, meaning when the stock goes to $10 and eventually 20, that's going to be the new norm. This is not a normal price for metamaterials. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm up a lot today. That's just what I was thinking about, that this is not a normal price for metamaterials to be at 280 to below $4. This stock is really meant, well, not really meant. It's not destiny. It's really looking at reality. If we're looking at this company from a realistic point of view, what products they offer, the technology they have, the potential, not just the potential, but the actual reality of the deals they've made with Boeing, uh, Lockheed Martin, Airbus, and other large companies, even Samsung and an unnamed mobile phone manufacturer. This stock is severely undervalued. I'm only down 7% now. I've been down close to 50% for most of the month, and looks like we're seeing a big turnaround. And since I think 80% of my portfolio is metamaterials, I'm probably went up today. So let's take a look at this. Lucid is up a little bit at $18. I was saying yesterday this is really support around $17, so it is going up now. Other movers and shakers. Oh my, wow, we are up. Metamaterials is a mover and shaker today, baby. 15%, almost a dollar. I feel like that is, I think it went to $6 today. I just have a sneaking suspicion. So I'm only down 7%. I know a lot of us bought, $10. I initially did buy around 10, and then I averaged down to 578 when it dipped to, I think, $4. But anyhow, yeah, I was planning to get some more at 280. And in hindsight, if I got more at 280, it would have doubled my money. And you probably did for yourself. So congratulations. This ride is not over. This is only getting warmed up. We were at $10. We were at 20. This is going, I believe, at least $10 in the next, before the end of the year. Before January 1st, we should see this at $10. So very, very pumped. And yeah, this is an emotional ride. But when you look at the after hours, or I should say, when you look at the market once it's closed, I can't do anything about this price, whether it's down or up. I can't do anything about the 537 plus 15%, or say it's minus 15%. There's nothing we can do except wait and study, look more into the stock. So we're seeing a big turnaround for this stock and even this channel too. We're seeing a lot of views. So thank you for the support. Appreciate that very much. Next, who else is moving? Looks like metamaterials had the biggest day of all these trending stocks. Yeah, they were the big winner today. Bitcoin is at 49,500. So they're threatening to get to the 50 grand level. Mavis is at 1481. Great stock there. Not really a lot of movers and shakers. Okay, AMC is up a little bit. They're at 44.38. And GameStop is at 213. So that's all for the trending stocks. So take a closer look at metamaterials volume. I feel like the volume was really good today. The days range was 479 to 540. So we finished almost at the day's high, which bodes very well for tomorrow. I believe it's a long weekend, so maybe the market is closed on Monday. I'm not sure, unless that's not how it's done in America. Maybe it's not the same holiday. I'm not sure. The volume was 41 million, so almost double the average. So that is really what is moving the price. It's the volume, the sheer volume coming in. So if we have another day like this, expect the price to possibly go to $6 and above if we have another day where we're above the average, and consistently too. If we have a consistent volume that is above average, this stock will eventually hit double figures, maybe even before the 2022. Okay, so that's all for the trending stocks. We'll move on to Reddit. Okay, so something of concern, well, not really concern, but interesting observation I made is that George Palikaras has not tweeted in over a week now. It's been a week. August 26th was the last time he tweeted or retweeted or any Twitter activity from him. So he is eerily silent, which is odd because when he was very active on Twitter, the stock would go down. And now that he's been silent, stock is going up. But I don't attribute it to that. I think that's just a coincidence. I think, in all honesty, I believe Wall Street Bets and the attention MetaMaterials is getting from Wall Street Bets is driving the price up, because that's bringing the volume up as well. Just the online interest in the stock is really hitting new highs in terms of the overall sentiment and interest in the stock. Chewy is getting some attention as well. I think they have a quarterly report coming up. Clover's a great stock. If I had more money, I'd get some into Clover. I'd probably do a 50-50, MetaMaterials Clover, just to diversify a little bit. That's how good that stock is. So, they are on point in regards to Clover and pushing that one. CRSR, I don't really know too much about that, but I don't think that is a great opportunity, but I could be wrong. Just looking for any MetaMaterials posts. I am not seeing any. Funnily enough, they're up 15%, over 15% today. MetaMaterials is, and you'd think with a jump like that, there would be at least one post in the front page here, but I see nothing. Yeah, that is really odd. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the MetaMaterials subreddit and see if there's a new technical analysis /DD today, because I'm not seeing anything, nothing at all from Wall Street Bets, and at least not even the top 40 or 50 posts. Yeah, I've been scrolling for a few minutes here. Mara is getting some attention. Not really that great of a stock, to be honest. You're better off with Coinbase or Canaan or even SOS, but Mara is not. I don't know. That's just my opinion, anyhow. And in regards to the stocks that were mentioned yesterday that have a lot of short interest, or I should say, the short squeeze potential. It was mentioned MetaMaterials was among the bunch. There were three other stocks. Clover wasn't the second one. Third was Workhorse, and the fourth one was Wayfair. Wayfair is not a very good stock. I'm not saying they're not a good company. I'm saying that it's way too expensive for most people to invest in. Workhorse, that could be a good deal. It might explode, but there is another company that I was looking at, and it's I forgot the name at the moment, but Nikola, yeah, NKLA. That company seems to be primed for a possible squeeze. But if I had a choice between MetaMaterials, and I did, MetaMaterials and Nikola, I chose MetaMaterials. But Nikola is one of the few of the EV companies that I think is really going to take off. Okay, so I'm gonna go through these posts and open the best ones. I was going through these posts and I couldn't help but notice after hours is another plus 10%. So in total, That's around what is that? 16 plus 9, so it's 25% increase in the last 24 hours. And if you're looking at the last week, it's probably close to, I think, 40%. This is amazing. This stock is really shooting, yes, to the moon. Uh, remember 990. Okay. Yeah, it's a good post. I'll open that one as well. So stay tuned. We're gonna read some posts here. Okay, so as you know, today and even after hours has been incredibly very positive for metamaterials. I have better news. I have even better news than the plus, 25% that we've seen, including the after hours, is the dividend. Remember the dividend? That hasn't even taken into effect. That's not even taken into account the stock price right now. Because once again, the assets acquired from Torchlight, which are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, have not even been sold. They have not been sold, and the dividend that are that is promised to the shareholders of preferred A stock has not even been distributed. It's going to be distributed at the latest. I'm thinking April 1st, 2022. Might be even after that, but the deadline is December 31st, 2021, the end of this year, for them to sell off all the assets from Torchlight. So that's the even better news. So this stock is going to go right back up. Double digits going to look kind of funny. $10 is going to look really low after that dividend is given out, because recall the $22 price, that was just based on hype. That wasn't even based on the reality of not only the merger, number one, not only number two, the reverse stock split, which is another uh, technique, I guess you could say, to screw the shorts, to burn them. All three are really meant to put them in a bad position. Again, the merger, reverse stock split, and number three, the dividend. Just one of those alone, if GameStop or AMC did one of those, shorts would be running like hell. But for whatever reason, whether it's the complications that come with a merger between a company based in Canada and a company based in US, that it just complicates things. So it's a little more. There's a little more. There are a little more hurdles to cross. So we've got looks like 7 posts to go through. So that's another piece of good news that hasn't even really taken effect in terms of the stock price. All right, so here's the first post. It says Metamaterials goes burr. Day 3 update. Momentum is a semi truck. Okay, too long didn't read. Moon confirmed. Predictions coming true. Come get your tendies. My first 2 posts that can help explain where we are at. I'll post a link at the bottom. I think it's the same guy from yesterday. Today, I'm going to go over the 1 day, 1 hour, and 5-minute chart. But first, since I keep seeing so many questions about fundamentals, I'm going to share some juicy news. Oh, there's more. But wait, there's more. Okay, the stock was mentioned on CNBC as the squeeze with the bullets to get the job done yesterday. Ouch. It's great. And it's trending number 1 on StockTwits today. I noticed that as well. Number 3, option chain for calls at the money has doubled in the last 3 days. So things change really quickly, and they just have in the last 72 hours for metamaterials. What a dramatic shift we're noticing here. Hedgies are in trouble. Explanation, think overstock dividend squeeze, accept shares of a private company. The CEO has not made public or commented on it yet, but he is liking mentions of it in social media, talking about George. What is this all about? Yeah. Another thing to take into account, he hasn't mentioned this, but BlackRock and Vanguard are in the game. They're in the house. They're invested, millions of dollars into metamaterials. They did the same thing with GameStop and AMC. Notice that trend, and they both squoze. So it's not a guarantee it's going to squeeze, but having the same players in a stock that is heavily shorted, we've seen the utilization percentages over 90%. we've seen the short interest and the float and all that, and it's pointing to a very similar pattern. It's one thing to see one indicator, such as the RSI, but to see all these things that we noticed with AMC and GME with the similar patterns, we could see a similar trend, a similar result of a short squeeze. So here we have a continued confirmation of the technical analysis from day one and day two. The 1-day RSI and ending price exactly matched that of the previous run up to $22. Unbalanced volume is off the charts. So this is where he noticed it previously around here. And we could see, I think it went up to $22. And now that it's crossed over here, we're looking at an even bigger jump. I think he's correct in saying that $22 is only the tip of the iceberg. Looking at this little hump there, look at that. Right away, it's just taking off. This is, oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So if you bought this stock, you had a really good opportunity between 280 to under $5. This is taking off. This is going above $20. It's almost a guarantee at this point. There's nothing guaranteed, but it almost is at this point in the game. So on balance volume is off the charts. Yeah, this is really taking off. It's really prepping. It's coiled up for a super squeeze, a gamma squeeze, or some kind of squeeze. Something is going on. We've seen it in the last 3 days. This is really charging up for a super launch. This is nothing insanely crazy. I just wanted to show you how the 1 hour RSI peaked in the 90s today. So overbought. It is the highest it has been since June the 15th, when the price was over $10. So we can see all this action going on here, but the price is not reflecting that, meaning it's being artificially held down. And once that pressure is relieved, the shorts kind of give way a little bit, just an inch or whatever, this stock is going to explode. Wow is all I can say. You can see with each leg up, we have a falling wedge on the RSI. Once the downtrend is broken, it is preceded with some boom boom candles. We had just broken the downward trend of RSI when the after hours buy-a-thon came to a close, and that's continuing. You could see that the after hours was plus 9%, almost 10%. You can see the strength all day long here, because even when the RSI was in a downtrend, the on-balance volume continued to trend up consistently. Putting this all together, my take is that the momentum behind the stock is just insane. Actually, it's not insane, but it's similar to GME and AMC. My prediction at the beginning of the week was that we end up pretty close to $8. That would be 100% increase in a week. So it's one thing for a stock to go up, like GameStop and AMC 100% per day, but it's another thing to do it slow and steadily, like how MetaMaterials is doing it. It's kind of doing it under the radar, to the point that even Wall Street Bets isn't even posting about it. So this is kind of like Wall Street Bets' best kept secret. It's not one that is overtly getting a lot of attention there, at least. It's getting a lot of attention on stock twits. So if you're on stock twits, you'll be noticing this stock. I still am standing behind this and will be a little more precise and say my personal opinion is we will close near 741 tomorrow. Wow, this is really exciting. Wow. This, however, is assuming markets are green tomorrow. If somehow we encounter the Great Recession tomorrow, I still don't think the stock is going below 530 to 540, which is its new support line, in which case we will have a tremendous buying opportunity. For those that listened when I made my first post, congratulations, you should be considerably more wealthy today. Don't believe me? Shorted then. Well, he certainly called it. Yeah, he definitely did. So let's just look at MetaMaterials. I need to look at their new level of support, because we had a surge of volume, and I believe that the new floor, it's no longer 280 in my opinion, although that is still the apex investor price. If you want to get this at the best price, you're looking at between 280 to $3. Realistically, I don't know if this is going back down to that level. So let's take a look. I want to show you what I believe the new support level is for the short term. Okay, so as you can see in this chart, look at that surge of volume right here. So people are buying right at the $4.12 mark. So I believe the new level of support is closer to $4. I don't think this is going below $4 in the short term. So the next 1 to 4 months, this probably is not going to 4. And if it goes to 4, it's going to jump right up to whatever. And you can see the resistance is very clearly at $20, around 20 to $22 is clearly resistance. You're going to see that the stock fall, I believe, around 20 to 22, just based on the historical chart. However, if there's a news catalyst such as a deal with Tesla or similar company, Boeing, or not Boeing, Samsung, some kind of big contract, big news catalyst that could bring it to smash 20 and then go to 30, 40, and maybe even 50. But you're looking at least 20. News catalyst could bring it to 40. Okay, now that's how you close for after hours. Are we going to make a little bit of money and sell tomorrow, or do you want to make a fortune? There's a lot of you who are green right now. Yeah, this is only a little bit. Think of how much more green you can be. Target is 100 and above, according to this poster. You know what? I don't think that's an exaggeration. I do believe $100 is correct, but that's going to take time. It could take 5 to 10 years, though. Can you wait that long? That's the question. So we're number one trending on StockTwits. You can see that right there. Number two is Any. They're the one that jumped today, the big winner. Bitcoin mining. I didn't even know about this company, but they're up as well. They're number three. DocuSign, Catapult. A lot of these companies I'm not familiar with. Rocket Lab, Space. So GME and AMC are not on the trending tickers, just for today at least. Yeah, so this is really seeing a great sentiment going on here. 34.75 is their score, whatever that means. Okay, next post. Remember $9.90. After the merger and reverse split from 445, Metamaterial started at $9.90 per share. That's the starting price after the merger. Then it was pushed down significantly by selling and other reasons, meaning short laddering, hedge funds. 990 is just a starting point as far as I'm concerned. Let's get it there and then push for more. And that's actually the price I bought. Most of the stock is around $10. I averaged around 10 initially. And then when it went down to $4, I bought a lot more and I averaged down to 570 thereabouts. So yeah, it'll be glorious to return to that. Yeah, once this company, Metamaterials, is producing their products in a greater scale and releasing announcements about the press releases about their deals coming up, really big ones. This is going to take off. $10 is going to be a bargain, a steal. How high do you think it will go? That's a good question. Again, resistance is $20, $22. How high do I think it'll go in the next year? I think you're looking at 20 to 40. But just to be safe, I'm going to say 10 to 20 in the next year. 10 to 20 is pretty safe. The next 5 years could go as high as 40, 50, maybe even 100. But the next 10 years, I think 100 is not a lock, but that's almost safe. It sounds kind of ridiculous to say that in 10 years, $100 is looking like a safe price. Could even go to 200. I really don't know. If Metamaterials becomes a defense contractor kind of company working with Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and all the military weapons manufacturers, or I should say defense manufacturers. Like defense is more of a politically correct term to use. General Dynamics is one of those companies that could be linked with Metamaterials as well. So we'll see. A friendly reminder for tomorrow. What is a reminder? I don't really see that. What happened today? Okay. If you have a shell company, you have to go from 10K to 250K to get margin called. Shorts have to cough up more money to stay in. Okay. I don't know. I take all this DTCC stuff with a large grain of salt, a mountain of salt. I don't know if we can really count on this. to be honest. In my opinion, I think you're better served looking for the return from the dividend, or at least the dividend driving the price up. The news catalyst pending in the next probably 6 to 12 months, a really big news catalyst, not like a little one. Not saying that acquiring, a nanotech company or the company that produces anti counterfeit technology or counterfeit technology for dollar bills was a small acquisition. That's actually a very big one. But I think the news, a lot of people didn't realize how big that deal is, but they will soon. What is this? NSCC is providing this notice effective September 3rd on the morning of this date. Members with a fund deposit below 250,000 will incur a deficit. So maybe, yeah, could be this. I don't know. It's speculation though. There's a news catalyst here. They've teamed up with Tobii AB. Metamaterials has teamed up with Tobii AB, which is the world leader in eye tracking technology. When was this? September 25th, 2019. Oh, publication. Okay. They have a fair number of sales into the billions. I don't know. We'll see. I really don't. I can't confirm whether this is okay. Look at this. European Patent Office, current assignee, Metamaterial Incorporated and Tobii AB. You know what? This could be something big in the future potentially. I don't know what to say about this, but yeah, keep an eye on that. If something happens with Tobii, we can confirm that this was true, or not just true, but really was like a golden goose egg. Wow. Okay. This has been quite a wild ride. We're not done yet. We're only just getting warmed up. I mean, we're still below $10. And what that poster said was correct. 990 was where we started post merger. So the fact that we're getting close to $6 shouldn't really, yeah, it's good news, but it really shouldn't excite you as much as, getting back to where we kind of started at 990. And where we were before that, just on hype, was $22. So this stock, just on hype alone, can ride up to 22. How much higher can it go with actual news? Like an actual news catalyst, a deal with a Tesla, a deal with a large phone manufacturer such as Samsung or Apple. I mean, we'll see. I think $22 is just the tip of the iceberg, meaning $40 is very much in the realm of possibility, of strong possibility. So if you bought this stock, 280 and it's going up to 40, my goodness, you're making a lot of, like, how much more of an increase is that? That's at least 1,000%, right? So that's all I have for you for today's update. Wow. I have no words. I know what I'm saying, 990, that's where we started, but it's just the norm for us was 280 to, $3 for so long. Now that we're seeing, 570 and getting close to 6, we have to kind of raise our expectations. I think that's just part of the stock market where you're looking at, okay, 280, that's back in the past. We're leaving them in the dust, and we're on our way to wherever this is going to go, whether it's $10, 20, 30, 40. But as much as it's going to go up based on the reality of, increased volume, the reality of a potential news catalysts, and not just one news catalyst, but multiple. I do believe George Palikras is loading up the gun, and this is going to be glorious to see what's going to happen the next, before the end of the year. So we've got 3 months? Yeah, 3 months until the end of the year. Just 3 to 4 months, because we do have to. It's going to be about 4 months. So in the next 3 to 4 months, we're going to see some very interesting things happen. A lot of movement. I believe in an upward direction. Once this hits double digits, the stock is going to be I mean, it's already getting hot. It's warming up, but once it gets to $9.90 and $10, I think you're going to see a lot more buyers. Ironically, a lot of people are not buying in at 280 or $3, but they're going to buy in at 10 because when you look at other stocks like Clover, AMC, GameStop, imagine those are at $10, or I should say AMC and GameStop. Of course, people would buy into that. Clover right now is still a good deal. It was up at 20 just not too long ago. So I think we're going to see a lot of buyers, even more buyers come in once this hits double digits at $10. I mean, I was one of those people who bought in at $10, and then it's going to go to 20, and people are going to say, you know what, this really, we don't know where the ceiling is. This could go to 100, and just sheer volume, not even a news catalyst, but sheer, volume, massive amounts of volume could bring this up to 40, 50 just alone, just on interest, and shorts panicking, having, they don't want to have to cover their positions. And that's not even considering the dividend and the selling off of the assets. And then afterwards is the dividend being distributed. Again, those catalysts, not just the news catalysts, but those actual, realities that are going to happen. It's not a matter of if they're going to sell off the assets. They have to. It's not a question of, are they going to distribute the dividend to shareholders? No, they will. They have to legally. They are bound to do this for us. Therefore, the price at $22 is kind of, even $22 is a great deal. So if you bought this at 10 or at 20, your patience will be rewarded once the stock gets to 40, 50, eventually 100 in the next, again, I'm saying the next 5 to 10 years, but let's just be a little more conservative. I'm going to say $40 to $50 in the next 5 years, maybe even the next year, but we'll see. So thank you very much for your time. That's all for today's update. And God bless you all, and God bless your investments.